Welcome to Ingoing Radio. This is the first episode. I got the homie Anthony, aka Chongo. Homie, since back in the day, I've bumped into him quite a few times since, and always good vibes, always like great energy. He's gonna tell us about his journey, what he's working on right now. We got music, skateboarding in common, where we grew up, just anything. Bear with me, everyone listening, and even Anthony, because I fucking don't know what I'm doing. But hey, man, you don't know until you fucking try. So, Anthony, pleasure to have you, brother.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
What everyone wants to know, how did you get the name Chongo?
Fuck this. Already. No, man. Actually, long story short on that, Gio.
Oh, okay.
Sam.
Yeah.
I believe Josiah, Ray, my brother, all of us. This is when we first met Gio. He came to Sam's house, and he always rocked the hoodie.
Okay.
And I think Walmart had the little button ones at the time, and it looked like a little monkey.
Yeah.
So we started calling Gio Chongo.
Okay.
But I guess we were, probably partying, stoned, drunk or something. He's like, oh, no, F you, man. You look like a Chongo. And that was it. The rest is history, and it's almost like 20 years.
And it stuck?
It fucking... Dude, yeah. I'm getting letters in the mail from friends for random things that says, Dear Chongo, or To Chongo. I'm like, man, you dicks.
Do you hate that name?
I don't hate it. Like, even people that didn't really grow up with us and are immediate friends kind of thing.
Yeah.
They know me as that because they knew somebody that knew me from then or something like that. Like, oh, Chongo, you know Chongo? Like, how the fuck do you know my name?
Dude, I don't even know how I got hip to it, but I just know that if I'm like talking about Anthony, because I got a brother, Anthony.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If I'm talking about you, I was talking to Jay earlier, and I was like,
nice.
I'm about to do this interview, but I'm like Anthony Chongo, like, you know?
Oh, yeah, and it rings that little bell.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's funny. I can fucking totally relate to that, just because I grew up, my family was calling me Hamon.
Oh, shit.
And I fucking hate that name, bro.
Yeah.
And even to this day, I'm like telling him, like, yo, stop calling me that. Like, I don't want to do that.
It's more of a kid thing, like how if somebody's name is Michael, they call him Mikey. It's kind of like something like that. It just sticks to you. And I guess we're at a young age that, I don't know, we're just calling each other names for no fucking...
when you don't, like, because I think of like, I don't know, for the longest I didn't care. And then all of a sudden I'm like, dude, that's a dead pig.
Yeah, I get you because, like, for instance, I brought up the name Michael. One of my buddies, his name is Michael. We called him Mikey since like day one. And there's a few years back, actually probably like 10 years ago, he's like, hey man, call me Michael now. My name is Michael or Mike.
Yeah.
It's not Mikey anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that kid that you're trying to let go of, or just that name. Like, it's like a little kid. It's an innocent thing. Now I want to be a man, or I want to be whatever. Like, I'm mature now, you know what I mean?
It brings you back to like the kid with the ketchup on his face that's like, oh, you guys are clowning me.
Yeah, and and I think that's the reason why I don't mind it, because I love those times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's just my view. I know you probably still hate it.
I wish they would call me Chongo, bro.
No, you don't.
Because I fuck with monkeys, dog.
Oh, man. And it's funny because there's like, oh, you have monkey features. I'm like, yeah, fuck you.
Oh, fucking bastards.
Yeah. I'm like, whatever. I don't even care.
Yeah.
I think that's what bugs me. But then again, it doesn't bug me. I don't hate the person that says shit like that. I'm just like, man, shut up.
What's cool is my cousins, they're like, took note and they're like, yo, Cedro. Call me Cedro. They like my cousins, which the family doesn't call me that, how you said. Like, if you call me fucking Hamon, I know you met me through my family.
Right.
You met me when I was younger.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But they take the initiative to call me Cedro, and I'm just like fuck yeah, like I fuck with you guys so much, especially.
It's a respect thing, I think.
Yeah.
Is your close friends like Jay or Pat, do those dudes or anybody from then call you that by any chance?
When they're clowning.
You see. So there's a different thing between relatives that actually call you by Cedro, or they say that and they're like, yeah, I get you, because my family, they still call me Tony.
Oh, okay.
It's Anthony, Tony. I don't know.
Which is interesting because my brother Anthony hates if you call him Tony, he hates it for some reason.
Yeah, it's more, for me. It's not like I hate it. It's more of like I'm just so used to it. I'm just like, what's up? Like,
yeah.
I just like, yeah, what's up?
It's
I don't know. It's more normal now. If they knew my name was Chongo from my friends, they'd be like, what the fuck? Like, why? And like, it's a long story. I don't want to talk about it.
We'll get off of that. That topic right there, just to fucking let that one in the past.
Yeah.
Your upbringing, how was that? Like, you grew up in La Mirada as well?
I moved to actually Norwalk
Okay.
when I was 11, I believe.
Yeah.
I started attending La Mirada schools my fifth grade. So I
Okay.
think what 10, 11? I don't
Well,
even
what
know.
Eastwood, fucking what's the other one?
Escalona.
Escalona. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I went to school my fifth grade year. I started there. But yeah, I was living in Norwalk, and even for me living in Norwalk and going to school in La Mirada, I was still in Los Angeles, probably like 4 days out of the week,
What what
5 days
was
out of the week.
what was the difference between Norwalk Elementary School and La Mirada Elementary School?
Well, I never went to Norwalk.
Oh,
I
what were you
went.
going to?
I was going to L.A. I
Oh,
went to a
okay.
private school.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I went to a private school. I was the guy
Yeah.
wearing the fucking the uniform with
So did it feel like a downgrade?
It felt weird
Yeah.
because it's completely different. Completely, as in the people, the culture. You know, Los Angeles is more cultured than La Mirada in
Okay.
general. I
Yeah.
think La Mirada is one of those cities to me. It's kind of like either people made it in a sense and left the hood, the
Yeah,
barrio,
yeah.
whatever you want to say it,
That's my parents for
right?
sure.
And that's a big congratulations to them or
Uh-huh.
anybody that has done it, because there's some people that don't want to leave the hood just because they love it so
Yeah.
much. But sometimes you got to make something out of yourself, even though I can't say that because you could still make something out of yourself from wherever you're from. But I believe you could do it either way. But the reason why I moved out of LA was because my mom. It was we're living at my grandparents' house in LA in a bedroom apartment with like 6 tias.
Oh shit.
Yeah, grandma, grandpa, and one tío. It was all the ladies, including my mom, in one room plus me, and my brother.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I grew up in that Mexican household type thing. It was cool, but from there to Norwalk, completely different. There's gangs everywhere. I guess you could say gang affiliated shit. I've seen and seen some crazy cholo gangsters. Right?
Yeah.
I've also seen it in Norwalk.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just completely different.
Well, we didn't really have that in La Mirada, or you think we did?
I think people want. I think people were. I wouldn't say were starting or wanting to start it. I think.
Uh,
I think the same thing. I think people that moved from somewhere else that made it to La Mirada brought that with them.
okay.
Because every city has a bad area, regardless.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say bad because of the people. It's just like how things are situated. I guess you could
Less
say.
resources.
Less resources, and it's more of like how they bring themselves to people. Like as in like if me and you speak, and somebody gives you attitude and straight up just like what the fuck you looking at kind of thing. I think that's what makes people that way and makes the place. Oh shit, makes a place that way. But I don't know.
Yeah, which is interesting because I always thought I moved to the Bay for a while, and what was a trip was like over here the cholos all got shaved heads and all that,
Right.
and then I moved to the Bay, and over there they're all like Aztec warrior ponytails,
Yeah.
long hair.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
I've
was
seen
like-
that. I've seen that, and I'm like, hey man, I honestly do not care about like what or who you dress or how you want to be or look
Yeah.
like, whatever. I'm like, do what you got to do to be your own self, and especially if you do the whole the attire of like the whole cholo thing. I mean, people grew up dressing that way.
Yeah,
It's like my family's like, oh yeah, you dress like a cholo, or I'm like, no, I don't. Like I'm just wearing regular dickies and
Bro,
and a
yeah,
crew neck and
yeah.
an LA hat. That's like, I'm not gonna say that's the LA attire, but it's the most like.
it almost.
It is in a sense, but to me, I'm like, I'm just dressing normal.
Yeah.
I'm not a rocker.
Yeah.
I'm not a cholo. I'm not a gangster. I think it's just most like comfortable way, I guess.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Which I feel like, at least La Mirada like just shaped. It shapes you to be like a real cool, personable people. Like everywhere
Right.
I've been, get along.
I think it's the diversity in it. The
Definitely.
diversity, I think it's, especially if you are friends with different people from
Yeah.
race and religions and this and that. I'm a person I respect everyone for who they are,
For sure.
regardless of any situation. I respect people unless they disrespect me or friends.
Yeah.
That's when I have to put my foot down in that sense. But regardless of that, I think La Mirada has a good variation of people and backgrounds as well.
Yeah. We grew up just seeing each other as people, and it.
Yeah, because we were kids. I mean, we all grew individually out of our thing that we had as kids.
Yeah.
We're all doing our own thing. We're, I guess, adulting. Everybody moved out of the city. Everybody moved out of state.
Yep.
Everybody had to mature and be the adult that their parents wanted them to, I guess.
Or the parents hoping they still become.
Or they hope, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Which is interesting because I feel like you watch the news and there's all this like there's racism in America and all this stuff that like I don't even see. Like I don't live it.
I don't see it. I don't live it, but it is out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna get like very scientific and alien and this and that. That's out there, man. If you don't see it, it's still out there because, I mean, there's still. I think there's just a lot of closet racists.
But they don't like show the other side though. They got to show people that are like all different, kicking it and everything.
Oh yeah.
And, you know,
I think
there's like
but I think also the news and all that bullshit is just complete bullshit.
Yeah.
It's trash getting fed into our heads.
Yeah.
And our
brainwashing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I think that's where now it's like social media, a lot of hate and a lot of disagreeing with people, and everybody's opinion matters. In reality, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I respect you for what you're saying, but it's not like that.
And it's just like talking. It's not. You're not doing anything.
If you're doing something about it.
Yeah.
In any kind of way.
That's how I see it.
Then fuck yeah. Then I'm with you, man.
Like, I see it if you're complaining about something and you're not working on it and you're not fixing it. Then
stop reposting and do something. You know what I mean? Like stop reposting. Like it didn't make sense to me.
Exactly.
Be out there in the field, man.
Bro.
Right? Do something.
Yeah, Ingoing, go in, bro. It's the Ingoing radio right here, dog. Now, but so you moved to Norwalk, and then I'm assuming like you got into music before you even moved out.
Oh yeah, man. I remember the first time listening to EP&D, You Got to Chill. You know, I remember listening to the Beastie Boys, Paul Revere, the License to Ill album. I remember that. My uncles and my tias too. They all listened to different music, Spanish, English, different hip hop, rock, punk. My neighbors listened to a lot of punk. That's how I got into punk. I had a lot of open doors for music.
Okay.
And I think that's the reason why I'm so into different styles of music genres. Because everybody showed me a little bit of something. And for me, I think that's the most like nostalgic thing I still have is those tunes that I remember. Because I remember my uncle, we were cruising in his fucking, it was an Oldsmobile or some shit, you know what I mean? Yeah. And he was just bumping EPMD, that big old bumping, just, I was like, oh shit. And I remember that. I was probably like 4 or 5 maybe. Okay. I remember in preschool singing Brass Monkey.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, on our I think it was like kindergarten or preschool. I forgot which one it was, but I remember walking hand in hand with the little kids. You know, we used to go to preschool like field trips down the street or some shit.
For sure.
And I remember singing Brass Monkey. And I was like, and the kid's like, what the fuck you singing? You know what I mean?
So you think you got into hip hop and rap before you even got into punk and music like that?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. For sure I did. Because I think I got into punk more in actually, you know what's funny? It was mostly hip hop and whatever music was in the household, Spanish, rancheras, listening to Chente, listening to Fela Jimenez, anything like that, listening to like cumbias and just random stuff. Exactly. And that's just banging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's that Saturday, Sunday morning cleaning music that was always there when I was trying to watch TV.
Oh, for sure.
The music was always there.
The shit to make your mom clean real good.
Yeah, exactly. And then family gatherings with that music, the backyard boogies that we had, and all the music itself to me is very important.
Hell yeah.
It reminds me of certain things and certain days and certain times, and it's like a timeline for me in my head.
And like the soundtrack to your life.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, yeah, it is.
So then eventually, where did you find out about punk and who were the bands that like?
Oh, all right. So after that, I believe it was like 96, 97. Rage.
Yep.
I think that was one of the bands that got me like, oh shit, it's like hip hop, but it's heavy like rock.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is cool. And Zach's like little flows and his styles and Tom Morello's guitar sounding like a DJ scratching. Yeah. I was like, ooh, that's tight.
Have you heard the side project with it's one of the Rage dudes, one of the Public Enemy dudes, and one of the Cypress dudes?
Right. They were touring for a while, right? Prophet's Rage. Prophet's Rage. Yes. I never got to see them.
Me neither. But I heard the song and I was like, yo, this literally sounds like all of those bands like
Yeah,
You
and
know?
that's a great combination.
Yeah.
That's a great combination.
They're
And I was
all
like,
legends in their own right.
yeah, it was fucking insane. Cause I remember, I think I went to some gig or something. Some guy's like, oh, I just got back from seeing Prophet of Rage, and I was like, what? He's like, I didn't know they were playing. You know? Yeah, I just went and I saw him. I was like, damn, you should have told me like an hour ago. I would have met you over there,
Oh
bro.
man, that would be
But
sick.
it is what it is. I've missed plenty of bands. But yeah, 97, I think. 96, 97 was when I was getting into that. And then the whole new metal thing was happening.
Okay.
You know, the Family Values
Okay.
line up, like
Yeah,
those
yeah.
styles of bands. And then I started skating around that time too.
Yup.
96, 97.
Yup.
And my neighbors were skaters and listened to hip hop. And then they listened to punk. Now, from the punk stuff, the Attic shirt, that's that's the reason why I love that album, because that album reminds me of when I first got into punk.
Yeah.
And it was like the Addicts, and then we get into like different harder stuff, like Charles Bronson, like some Power Violence.
Yeah,
You had Doom in there. We had some Dystopia. We had Drop Dead. I can name a bunch, but it was just random punk bands, hardcore punk bands, whatever you want to call it or categorize it, that got me into it. And from there, I started collecting records.
Oh what? How old were you when you started collecting records?
Fuck. Fourth grade.
No
Fourth,
way.
fifth grade. I think it was the first time I had bought 2 45 records, and they were Casualties one.
Okay. I used to brush my teeth to the Casualties, bro.
Yeah, and I ain't ashamed. You know, it is what it is.
Do they
It's
have
back
a
then.
bad rep now? You think?
Yeah, I think the singer got called out by some like sexual.
Oh, that's like brand
stuff.
new. Brand new has the same thing.
Yeah, and
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I randomly find out about things like that because of online people just
Yeah.
ranting about stuff, and I don't know most things because I don't really get stuck on what's going on.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, very unfortunate. It's fucked up that the people that went through that.
For sure. For sure.
But yeah, that was one of the bands that I bought, and some other band, some Boyle Heights punk rock band from the '90s.
Okay. Who do you know?
The band name's called Loli and the Chonies.
Okay. I never heard of them. That's
Yeah,
a sick ass
it's
name, though.
a very random
Loli
name.
and the
That
Chonies?
it's a Boyle Heights version of Ramones. Honestly,
Interesting.
yeah, they're more garagey sound. The more, actually, no, I wouldn't even say garagey. I mean, yeah, they're garage, but Ramones even had that sound back
Yeah.
then. They sound like they're like in a place like this with just their speakers loud, and they did what they sounded like. You know what I mean? Like whatever came out of their speakers, that's how it sounded.
Yeah.
I should have brought the record. I should let you listen to it.
Oh,
It's
I'm gonna
no, yeah.
look it up.
You'll hear it and you're like, oh shit, it sounds exactly
So,
like
how many records do you have now?
countless. I don't.
Yeah, like crates and crates.
Well, they're in their own, like, those little IKEA Target record things that
Yeah.
I got those. I got boxes of 45s, but I never counted them. I know I have a lot, but since fuck, I don't even know what year that was when I was in fourth grade. Are you a year older than me, or you're the same age as me?
I've graduated 06. What are you, 07?
Okay.
You're 07, right?
07.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, but
Yeah.
I was born in 88. When were you born?
89.
Okay.
Jenny Weiss is 89. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, all right. You just get bump and grind. I'll cue it in right there.
Some big dedication for you. No, but yeah.
So that's when you got into like records, punk. You said that you had friends on your neighborhood when you started skating. Do you remember your first skateboard?
I think it was a hand-me-down shorties
Oh hell
or
yeah.
a flip.
Okay.
All right, so
Both legit?
I can't even really.
Differentiate.
Oh, you know what? What was that? What was that crew that Kareem Campbell was on? Was it City Stars? All Stars?
City Stars.
Wasn't
Or
All Stars before?
4-star?
No,
Some
I think
type
it
of
was
star.
All Stars, and then it went to City
Feas.
Stars. But I remember I had a Kareem. I think it was a Kareem Campbell board, and it was a
Yeah.
hand-me-down. It was a waterlog. The
Didn't even
sand-
matter though.
Yeah, the grip tape was like shitty. I was like, hey, I gotta do what I gotta do, man. Like, I gotta learn how to skate.
Yeah.
And since I started skating, I started gradually getting to random skateboards. That's why I think it was like either shorties, flip, that City Star or All Star, and I think maybe a girl and a chocolate.
Okay.
Out of those 5, I think
All
it was
dope
something
brands.
like that.
All
Oh
dope
yeah,
brands.
great
Yeah.
brands. Very good.
I remember like middle school is when like shorties. Well, elementary school shorties started popping. But
Right.
I remember middle school when like the cool kids were all rocking shorties and stuff.
Yeah,
And-
that was what, the second or third video. It was a Guilty.
I know first one's Fulfill the Dream. My big brothers had it.
That was one. Well, I think that was one of the first videos that I've seen.
Okay, yeah.
One of the first ones.
I don't even. They had another. What was the other one you said?
It was Fulfill the Dream. I believe Guilty.
Guilty.
It looked like they stamped it. I think it was more like kind of like a movie thing going on. They tried to do with it. They tried to go different.
Okay, well I'm glad I'm recording this because I'm gonna look that up now later.
Yeah.
Because I don't even remember that.
I barely remember it.
Yeah.
But I remember that. Yeah, because I remember everybody was getting to shorties.
Oh, super big. They remember the shirt?
Yeah, I was about to mention. Yeah. And then I had one.
You fold it in half and it says "F you."
Yeah, and then there's no one's like a dick on it or something like that.
You fold it or it's already there?
I believe it's already there. And it's funny because I had that shirt. So I had the shorties board instead of having like the deck right here with the wheel here and the wheel here. It just had one wheel right here.
Yes, it's they slid it down.
Yeah, it just looks like like a dick.
Yeah, no, dude, I was like a huge shorties haters just because I was like, these kids aren't like the kids that are rocking it. They're like, I just you're punk rock, you don't like what's cool or like the so I'm like, forget that. Then I went to Costin versus Muska skate demo. And dude,
what year was that?
That was freshman sophomore year. So your freshman year, or you were in 8th grade.
So it was 03 or 04?
Yes.
Yeah.
Somewhere around that. It was in LA. We took the bus out there.
Nice.
And I remember just like I don't like shorties, and then all of a sudden Muska's like the coolest dude ever, bro. Like super dope. Like yo, like the type.
It was
of
like a rock star.
Like
rock star thing going.
Positive rock star, yeah, definitely a rock star, like an amazing person. Everyone like stole the room,
right?
But just like the energy he was giving everybody, it was like, dude, I was like, oh no, I was a hater. Like, dude, Shorties is dope. Like, this is his shit. Yeah. Like, I'm just, like, that was such a good memory. It was like the first time I met somebody famous that I'm like, fuck, this is dope. Like, this is what I aspire to.
Yeah, and it's funny about that too because I think the skating community, as in like how we were young. I mean, I kind of got out of it, but I think everybody is just super humble about stuff. Like, they don't think they're better than you. You know what I mean? If they go to the skate park, if they'll say what's up, or you say what's up, like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah.
I don't really get starstruck by anything like that because I know we're all just people. You know, just doing our things.
You don't think there's anybody that you would meet that you would get starstruck?
Would probably be like an actor or something. I think it's funny because me and my friends had conversations about that. I think he met who's the dude who's Indiana Jones?
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I think he said he met Harrison Ford or he saw Harrison Ford and he kind of got shook.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I probably would too, man. That's kind of like that's a big deal in a sense. Like who'd you get struck by? Like Al Pacino or like. Fucking, I think Al Pacino. Like, oh shit,
Pacino would be crazy.
Like,
I'd probably trip on how old he looked now because I think I've seen a picture.
Yeah.
Robin Williams, when he was alive.
Yeah.
But I would probably get starstruck from that fool.
I would think so too. I never really think of stuff like that.
Yeah, no, me neither. But it's just like I hear like I don't get starstruck, and I'm like, who would you though? You know.
I would like to meet them. I wouldn't even know what to talk to them about.
That's the thing too. Like
we're not on the same page of things.
I don't want to meet somebody that I like look up to or whatever. And for example, I went to go see Atmosphere.
Oh, nice.
And he like stands in line and you can go shake his hand like
cool.
Like on your way in. And in my head, it's like, dude, I don't want to meet you on a quick handshake. Like I want to like talk to you or like if I'm playing a show. Not that I've ever played shows, but But like I want to meet these people to have a conversation, like you said. Bro.
Yeah. You want to conversate with people like that because you want to. I'm not gonna say you want to see if you're on the same level, but you just want to see how, like I said before, like how humble and down to earth and how they're just like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And like, what could they teach me or
or
worse, like, are you an asshole?
Yeah.
You know.
And if that's the case, I'm like, whatever, it is what it is. People are different.
Yeah, well...
I can't be mad about it.
I met a pro skater one time. I'm not going to say who, because it's down talking, but was in line to get his autograph. I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
And I found a paintbrush outside. So what did I have him sign, dude? I had him sign the paintbrush I found outside. Bro, this fool, you just see it in his face, dude. He's like, what the fuck? Like, you know, he's just
that's fucking... Well, I mean... Goddamn, a paintbrush.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'm trying to picture how the hell you asked him to sign that.
I was just in line like, yo, can you sign this? And he's just not cool with it. I remember one time we were at the Do Tour a long time ago, and this kid goes up to this pro and is like, yo, can you sign this skateboard? And he just looks at it and goes, that's not our company. Like just like no. Yeah, so like.
Yeah, see, that's something stupid. I mean, I understand.
Yeah.
If it's like a sponsor and like. If it's in the contract, I can't affiliate with that, or I can't. then yeah, but I mean,
These kids
come
are
on,
looking
dude.
up to you.
It's a kid.
Exactly.
It's it's a fucking kid, man. You're
And-
gonna crush somebody's dream, bro.
and you're gonna make him not want to buy your gear. So he doesn't have it
Exactly.
right now. Now he's probably never gonna get it because
If he was a real asshole, he'd probably be like, I don't give a fuck. It's just one person.
Yeah.
One out of the whole thousands of people that
Yeah.
are buying my shit.
Well,
I,
would've been
I can care less.
Would have
kinda
been
thing.
sick though if the kid would have like stepped on his foot kind of crazy or like
Oh,
beat
yeah.
him in the nuts or something.
I'm like, hey, fuck you, guy. Fuck you. But yeah.
All right, so that's when you got your board.
Right.
Do you skate at all anymore?
No.
When was the last time you skated, bro?
Foof. Remember BJ?
Yeah.
Sabidra. The Sabidra brothers.
Yeah.
Chris and-
I got a skate part with the older brother.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The Holy Snikes.
So, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, all right, cool. Fuck yeah.
Me, Max, and his brother.
That's right. I
Chris,
completely forgot
right? His name
Chris, yeah.
Oh,
Chris
yeah.
Sabidra, the Sabidra brothers, Christopher and Brian. I was actually skating with them, I believe, 6 years ago.
Okay.
6. No, I'm gonna say 6 years ago. The reason why I say 6 is because I remember when I was starting to skate with them. That's when I got sober.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was trying to do things instead of being home with a beer or
Yeah.
being with friends with a beer. I was trying to be productive and go out and skate because I was, just trying to be out and trying to be on the kind of the exercise side.
Yeah.
Sweat a little bit instead of sweating fucking.
Be active.
Yeah, just having instead of having beer sweats.
Yeah,
I'd rather have sweats that I'm actually because I'm doing something. But I wasn't really skating. I was more filming.
Okay.
I would do a little bit like maybe I'll try a line, just like I'll do this, I'll do that. But
Yeah.
it was more about them.
Okay.
I was just doing it for fun.
Which is super respectable, just because the person filming,
Right.
that's like the most considerate person of the group.
Right.
Because it's not about you; it's about the other people.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
exactly. I was just because I mean I've skated with them for years since I first met them. We had skated. Another group of friends that listen to punk rock. Yeah, they're fucking.
Yeah.
They're crazy into music, which I respect so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, skating and punk and music with friends. That's mostly how I have all my friends.
Same.
Punk, or just music in general, and skating is
Yeah.
the two things that actually keep me and my friends or friendships,
In
I guess,
touch.
alive in that sense.
You can chop it up. What's new? What's the new stuff?
Oh
you're listening
yeah,
to,
dude.
or-
Yeah, because music never fails for
Yeah.
us. That's one thing.
Which is, I think it's interesting because, like I said, we have like similar backgrounds, like
Right.
skate, punk, whatever. But I felt like you guys were like the same kids, but you guys were on the other side of town.
Yeah,
You know?
it was kind of like those kids on the other side of the railroad tracks in
Yeah.
in that sense, but it wasn't really that. It was more of just. I think it's just because we lived on the other side of the city.
Yeah.
And then when we did skate together,
Which was sick because
it was amazing, man.
The
It was
link-up of
it
everybody.
was a pack.
Yeah.
It was what we called the wolf pack then.
Hell
Man,
yeah.
it was
Mom,
like,
and
dude,
you-
it was nuts.
To this day, when we're driving around and you see those group of kids out there,
Yeah.
you just like instant nostalgia.
And I don't want to be that dick that calls out, "Hey, do a kickflip." I don't want. I hated that then. I don't want to be that guy.
Yo, you know what I do?
Do you do that?
You know what I do?
Oh, you do it.
Bro, this is what I say, bro. If I ever see a kid on a skateboard, I'm either gonna hook him up with some stickers,
Oh, nice. Fuck yeah.
or I'm gonna say, "Hey, do a tail whip." That's my shit. You know?
God damn.
Just to see
Yeah.
your face, dude.
No, I mean, honestly, if I had shit like for those kids, I hope nothing bad happens in their lives, and I would want them to keep
Yeah.
on skating and meet new people. Because for us at our age, I think some of us still skate, some of us still go to concerts, some of us
Yeah.
have our own hobbies that our other friends have the same hobbies as well. But I wish those kids can still do what we did and communicate with other people from different cities.
Yeah.
Meet them at skate parks, meet them at skate competitions or whatever is out there right now.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna meet their best friends, and
For sure.
they're gonna lives are gonna be changed.
Yeah.
To the best way.
You meet someone who skates and you're just instantly like you share kindredness or something. you
Right,
know?
no, yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like instantly you can relate.
100%. But there's always that dick that's gonna be like, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
I'll play you skate.
Yeah.
I'll play you for pink slips or your deck or something. Like, get out of here,
Another
guy.
time, not to name drop because I don't want to like burn them, but I
Right.
just remember the homie who was just like angry, pissed. He couldn't land. He was the best one out of all of us, and he's the
Yeah.
one that's like having the least fun because he's trying the hardest trick ever. and
Yeah.
just like throwing a fit.
Were you a person that always wanted to land that badass trick in front of friends? Don't get me wrong, it's not more of a showing off. It's more of a confidence that like I got it, fool.
Yeah, where you like I definitely was. I'm like the hey, look at me, or like did you see that? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
Like I definitely wanted that. Which I'm bummed that we didn't have cameras back then.
Yeah, we had them, but they weren't there as they are now.
Not at all. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
None of us were rolling around with like a what are the
I wish we did have, or somebody
Oh
did
my
have like
God,
at least a
bro.
camera,
Yeah.
just to get the good times that all of us were together.
For
like
sure.
if you see a video, if we had a video of then, and you see all our faces,
Yeah.
how young and innocent and like,
Bro.
and there's a fuckload of us, and like I
Exactly.
said, man, like. Not a lot of our friends are hanging out anymore because I mean everybody grows up, you know.
Yep.
We don't keep in contact with many
Which
people.
feels weird.
It feels very weird.
Yeah, or you might be following them online, but it's like, okay, now I remember the good times. It just sucks that we're like, I like your picture or I'll comment real quick, but it's not how it was back in the day.
No, and I liked
Yeah.
it back in the day.
Exactly, man. It's a bummer.
And it's weird to say because I had a conversation with somebody a few times, I think the past like month, about how I'm happy that I was around for cell phones.
Yeah.
We were in that transition
Yeah.
of having cell phones until that shit took over.
Bro,
You know what I mean?
My parents are posting memes and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's fucking funny.
Is that a yerba?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. I got it today.
The
and-
blueberry, yup.
Yeah, dude, fucking delicious.
I don't drink. Well, I'm not even gonna say which one I don't drink because like hopefully one day yerba contacts me and be like, yo, bro, we need more yerbas on here.
Bro, all day.
But I love yerba.
all the
bro.
homies drink yerba
That's
mate,
what I'm
dog.
saying, dog.
Yeah.
Like drink one of those before a skate session, or just wake up, drink a yerba.
Yeah, oh yeah. Get the day going, dude.
All right, so, which is, dude, dude, I can't believe how fast the time's going. Like this is sick for the first episode.
We could talk, bro.
Hell yeah.
We can talk.
Hell yeah.
Just let it.
All right, so you're hanging out with your skate homies, all that. When was the first time you got faded? And what was it? What was the
A drink or a smoke
exactly?
or I believe the first time I drank, I believe I was still living in LA, or I had just moved to Norwalk, but I was in LA. Like I said, like most of the days I was in LA.
So like elementary school?
It was I think 6th grade,
Crazy.
5th or 6th grade. I'm gonna lean more on the 6th.
Yeah.
I believe me and my brother we shared a Mickey's 40.
Yeah.
The green bullet. Fucking, you know, we were at our friend's house, the guys that skated and listened to punk. Because
Yeah.
those guys, I think they're like 5 to 7 years older than me.
Okay.
And if I was, like 10 or 11, they're already almost out of high school, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
So they're already older than us. And yeah, that was pretty much it. I think I drank, and I didn't get fucked up. I don't think I got fucked up. I mean, I knew I drank, but I don't think I drank too much to get fucked up.
Yeah.
Then again, I was a kid. I don't know what the feeling was. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how the feeling was to be drunk or to be buzzed or to be wasted.
But you didn't feel like you knew that you were wasted.
No, I didn't. I
normal.
wasn't walking weird. I wasn't like stuttering. I wasn't,
Yeah.
you know, spinning. You know, my head wasn't spinning or anything like that. So
So you drank that Mickey's, and then are you like starting to drink consistently at that point, or that was kind of like a one time at first?
I think it was like almost like an every other weekend
Okay.
or once a month type thing.
Yeah.
But from there, I remember another event that happened. I think it's 6th grade as well. I'm not gonna say who was there or
Yeah.
names
Gotcha,
or whatever,
gotcha.
but I went to somebody's family party. I think we were the first ones there. We got there around like 5 or something, and by 7, I was trashed,
Okay.
like completely trashed.
Yeah.
I was drinking beers. I don't remember taking shots, but I took shots. And at a porta potty outside, I
6th
could,
grade.
yeah, I couldn't even pee. Like I was like kind of like leaning on the stall of the porta potty, like.
Yeah.
And then probably like by 8 or 9, I was in the front lawn. Somebody was watering me down because of throw up.
No way.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
The next day, I just remember being hungover as shit. I think that was the first hangover I had in
Really?
6th grade. Yeah, it was the first time I think I got.
So you got trashed that time, and does that slow you down? Like, not really make you want to drink, or it's just it's becoming normal?
It's more of a whatever thing, I think, at the time. I was kind of like, oh, it happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I never thought about drinking before. I never thought about smoking before.
Yeah.
It was just something that was there, and I was like, all right, cool. I for sure overdid it, but it was for sure a lesson learned. But I didn't really learn much because I kept on doing it after that, you know what I mean? It just opened up the doors, dude.
So were you a smoker too at one point, or not really?
You know what, I think the following year, 7th or 8th grade, that's when I started smoking cigarettes, but it wasn't very, I think it was like I said, like probably once a month when I'd go to a show.
Yeah.
Randomly.
Yeah.
And weed, I believe.
Okay.
Roll it up, the shittiest joints with the stems and seeds.
Do you remember when it wasn't legal, bro? And you'd have to like hit up people.
It sucked. Yeah. But I mean,
it was a trip. It's so different.
Oh, it's so different, man. I'd get fucking somebody's old fucking like sandwich bag with the weed in it and some dirt, and it was like, what is this?
It was like $20 grams.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. But yeah, I think that was the time that I got drunk, and between 6th and 7th, that's when it started.
So you're going to gigs at 7th grade, or you're going to gigs before that?
Actually, my first punk rock concert was Addicts.
Oh, well,
yeah.
Where at?
Showcase.
Okay. Pomona? No, it's Glass House.
Pomona's Glass House. Showcase is Corona.
Okay, I'm sure
fucking
I've been there.
Far as fuck.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, actually, Showcase, because I think it's been down for I don't know how long now.
Yeah.
But I've been to plenty of punk rock concerts there that fucking opened up my head, like, even more, like.
Yeah. It's funny because it's like for kids, you don't really think kids should be getting faded and all that, but like music goes, it inspires, and yet at the same time it encourages.
It does.
Like deviant
behaviors. I think what it does to certain people is they see it, and of course as a kid you want to try it. Some people fall into it. Some people are like, I did it once, I'm cool. And some people are kind of like, fuck it, let's get trashed every day.
Yeah.
And
What were your like parents or your mom? What was like her advice to you, or did she not really like?
I do not remember if she ever said anything about do not drink or do not smoke. I mean, she said do not drink, do not smoke. Every parent says that to their kid.
Yeah.
I just do not remember when was the first time she said it.
Yeah.
I do remember, fast forward to, I believe, freshman year, hanging out with certain people, no names. My mom picked me up, and I was drinking with them and smoking weed, cigarettes, you know, whatever. I think it was like some boxing fight on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, I called my mom, like, hey, I'm gonna stay a little later. The fight hasn't finished yet, blah, blah, blah. I'm just making up some bullshit. Because I really don't care for fights.
It's like a Mexican thing, though, to go to the fight. Though.
Yeah, everybody's uncle's there, and everybody has a 12-pack, and beers are getting, passed around. But yeah, so she's like, oh no, I'm gonna go pick you up right now. I was like, fuck. So one of the homies, being a fucking idiot, he's still cool. I love you. He listens to this. He puts cologne on me, and I didn't wear cologne at the time. You know what I mean? I was like, whatever.
Red flag right there.
Red flag. Right when I get into my mom's car, it's like, you smell like cologne and cigarettes.
Yeah.
And you smell like alcohol. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. But not even like 2 blocks passing the fool's pad, I throw up all over the windshield.
No.
Yeah,
with
dude.
your mom in the car.
With my mom in the car, dude.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, I got a lot of shit from that. And the next day I was hungover all day.
Yeah.
That was another fucking hangover thing that happened.
What was her response to that?
That I remember, I think she's like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, I don't want you hanging out with these friends. They're bad influence. You're not going to do that again. You're grounded.
Yeah. Did it work?
No. No, it didn't.
Of course not.
Yeah, it didn't work.
So all right, you're drinking. What was a real good drunk memory? Just to play devil's advocate.
Man, there's so many. There's so many great moments.
Not hell yeah, but
yeah, there's so many great moments, and it all depends on who I was with. There's certain people that aren't here anymore that I've gone drunk, fucked up, whatever with.
Yeah.
Those can be the best memories because there's certain, and they're in my heart,
For sure.
There's certain people that are still here, they're still homies, they're still family, they're still this and that, whatever. My favorite drunk memory, I remember skating with my friends.
Yeah.
And I think I was the one encouraging to get beers because I was already in the door kind of like drinking, and they're like, what?
Are you one of like the first of your homies?
Um, I don't want to. I don't want to say yes, but I was hanging out with older people, so I was already around it while they were still either my age or a year younger, so they weren't really in that, lifestyle, I guess you can say. But yeah, we. I think I was the one that kind of encouraging friends to drink. Not really encouraging. It was more of it was around like, hey, you guys want to drink? I'm like, oh yeah, sure. But we wouldn't get like trashed.
Yeah.
We would like share a beer.
Just sip it.
Sipping on some suds, I guess you can say, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But nothing crazy.
So you started sixth grade, but not too often. But all the way through high school, we're drinking all the way.
Oh
through?
yeah.
So no breaks. When was the first? Did you ever take breaks, or it wasn't until you quit that you took a break?
I took like a week off.
You went out of town.
Damn, no, yeah, I think I took like probably like a month. I really don't remember like anything. I think the reason why is because I just kept on continuing to drink, and for sure it messed up my memory. You know what I mean? But there's just times I would. Oh, actually, no, I do remember. I think I took like probably like a 5 or 6 month break from drinking. I believe I was smoking weed though.
Okay. Yeah.
And at the time, it was just to get high. Like, yeah, man, let's get high, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Luckily, I didn't get into deeper things than weed. It was
For sure.
It was always just weed and beer. But there's homies that fucked around and got deeper into shit, and things fucking ruined them.
Apart for them.
Some passed. Some are still here. Some are just lost in it.
Yeah. I know some of them. I'm not gonna say, but like, we'll talk about that after.
Right.
But, damn, man. All right. So you took that 5-month break, just smoking. Why did you start drinking again? It was just like, just whatever.
Probably going to a gig.
Yeah.
It was probably hanging out at a party. I remember, I think it was sophomore. Actually, no. It was freshman at your house. Dude, I just remembered that. Holy fuck.
We're talking about the time you drank for the first time after 5 months was at my house?
I don't know if it was that, but I remember it was around that time. Yeah.
Great. I didn't have too many parties, bro, so that was like...
No, but I remember everybody that we skated with and were friends with who were there.
Yo, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, how's it going? So yeah. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Completely forgot about that.
Crazy. Did you see us play?
Yeah, I played. For someone, I think I played with Ray and Gio.
Do you have any footage of that?
No, I wish I did. I don't have cell phones then.
Yeah. Well, my brother filmed us play.
Oh, really?
We don't have the footage either.
Oh man, that sucks.
He was at our gig that we had, like a long time ago. We had a party at the house. Where's it at?
She's probably seeing all of us drink and shit.
I'm about to definitely start looking for that.
That's so funny because I remember you guys had a kegger.
Yeah, bro. Dude, I remember we had multiple kegs, and I think it was like the good one.
Did you guys have a pool?
We did have a pool.
So I remember, I think a keg was by the pool.
Okay.
That I remember. I can't say I remember the brand of the beer, but I just remember you guys having a keg, and I was like, fuck it.
I'm not sure if it was that one, but I remember one where there was like the PBR keg or Bud Light keg, and then but in the house we had like the Stella keg.
Oh, okay, yeah. And I think around that time I was like into Newcastle.
Okay.
I was into Newcastle.
So wait, if you're drinking this whole time, how are you getting alcohol?
Oh, it's always a hey mister.
Oh, no way.
Hey mister, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you know what, sometimes the liquor stores at that time didn't really care for IDs.
That I think they closed down.
Yep, you know exactly which one, and I lived in those apartments like not even 100 feet away.
Yeah, by the McDonald's gas station.
No, the other one, on the other side. I can't really describe it, but it's on the other side.
You had one that you could go to.
Yeah, and it's funny because there's a lot of photos on the walls with underage kids with their beers in their hands.
No.
And I'm like, this is a big bust. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm gonna get my shit. I'm gonna bounce.
Yeah.
But it was like that. And I think somebody's parent might have seen a kid or their son's or daughter's friend, and that's probably how they got.
How crazy? Why would they put pictures of that
That's the first thing I saw, and I was like, why the fuck would they have kids' photos on there? Like, a lot of them are homies. Yeah. I know a lot of them are underage. Yeah. Like, you don't do that, dude. Like, that's a big burn.
Yeah.
But they burn their own selves, I guess you can say.
Kind of off topic, but you know Ruben?
Ruben.
Says?
Yeah.
that's my brother's like that's his generation. Like my brothers used to.
Oh
kick it with all
yeah,
these
yeah,
fools.
yeah. His wife is one of our close friends.
Okay.
Yeah, Liz. Yeah. Me and Liz, and actually her whole family. I've known their family for a long time. Dude, their family's so cool, man. Sweetest family ever.
Oh, do you know Casper? I don't know Casper, but that's like what was Ruben kicking it with that dude? All the stoners. But it's
I'm very bad with names, actually. Like I'm like when this whole COVID thing even sucked worse because everybody had like masks on their face. I know faces. I don't know names.
I see. I'm friends with him on Facebook, and I seen you comment on one of his things, and I was like, oh snaps! Like, of course, we're in the same city, but
Yeah, great people, man. Ruben's a cool dude. Him and Liz are fucking both amazing people.
Okay, shout out to them. He came through like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh fuck yeah!
I haven't seen him in a minute. It was cool. He's still like got the haircut, the like.
Yeah, man.
Up,
He's still doing it.
Still got that youth in him.
Exactly. Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, so your gigs, going to gigs. Did you ever go to gigs and shows without getting faded, or it's kind of like goes hand in hand?
Maybe one out of 3 in like a few weeks. I'd be sober just because the hey mister didn't come through.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I found a beer at a gig.
Yeah.
It's very easy to find a beer at a gig.
For sure.
You know somebody that knows somebody, kind of thing. So I'm gonna say that I've always been drinking at gigs. It always goes hand in hand.
So how old were you when you stopped drinking? 26.
Goddamn.
I'm assuming you're 32.
I'm gonna be 33 this year.
Oh, okay, yep.
So, yeah, 27, I believe. 27.
What was it like? Trying to quit and then you quit finally, or was it like?
It was for sure trying to quit.
Okay.
It got to the point actually that it was an everyday thing. Everyday thing. Every day, wake up feeling shitty, either have that 2-day hangover, or continue drinking.
Yeah.
And my fucking dumbass would keep on drinking, even though I knew it was a bad decision.
When were you able to pull it off, or like what made it happen?
I have a few friends that actually held my back on my calls of like, I'm not gonna drink tonight. Like, oh fuck it, cool, don't even trip, kind of thing like that. Like, because there's a lot of people actually now that know that I'm sober, and if I go to any event and I meet somebody for the first time or whatever, like, oh hey, you want a beer? One of the big homies would be like, hey, no, you don't drink.
Oh, yeah.
No. And it's crazy because I can say I don't know these people as much as I do with you and anybody else from the block, I guess say. But that respect, that shows a lot. That people still, support. And, that's what's cool about it.
Okay. Did you lose any friends from quitting?
Yeah. There's certain people that continue to drink, but then again, those people that continue to drink still respect my decision and me stopping. They're completely fine with it. Yeah. There's certain people that would be like drinking buddies, you know what I mean? Yeah. And some of them, they're still in it. I'm just like, I'm not with it.
Yeah, you just can't kick it because that's all you're gonna do. Or...
It's not like that. It's more of a respect on both sides, but it's like, you're just gonna drink. That's it. Like, yeah. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do something else.
Because like I definitely, I personally, if I'm not drinking and I'm kicking it with people that are drinking, it's like they become the most annoying people ever.
Oh fuck yeah.
You know?
Yep. Yeah. It sucks being in a car with them.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh man, it sucks being in a car with drunk people, and I did not think it was that annoying. Like, I don't know how annoying I was then, but then again, I have asked multiple people, hey yo, how was I when I was drunk or buzzed? Like, you're cool. You just talked a lot.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I talk a lot regardless. I'm just a friendly person that speaks,
Yeah.
But other than that, I wasn't a complete asshole. I didn't stop because I got a DUI or I got in a car accident, I got arrested. None of that. I just stopped because it was more of a time for me to leave that behind and continue on seeing what's next in life.
Did you have any close calls after where you like almost like, fuck it, I'm gonna crack a can open or something?
It's crazy to say it because every fucking week I'm just like, dude.
Still.
Interesting. But my head, I'm just like, dude, you don't have time for a hangover.
Yeah.
You got shit to do.
Yeah.
You got things to do. You got people to see, as in like family. Because it's not even that. You gotta think of the long run too. Like, what if you do drink that cold 40 you always wanted to crack from like a month, and then that just could go in a spiral. The next thing you know, you're in a whole different month, just back to it.
Yeah.
Because it could just click like bam, you're back into it.
For sure.
I don't want to test the waters.
Hey, well, I'm putting it out there that if you ever get to that point,
Yeah.
like, you're welcome to give me a call and just like
Yeah,
talk
dude,
it up about
of course,
whatever,
man.
because-
Yeah, because I had friends that were quitting. Some of them succeeded, and actually they're either a few months more on my sobriety, or a year or 2 years more than on my sobriety. And there's some that just went back into it.
Yeah.
Some of them, I'm not gonna say they've gone harder. It's just maybe I see it that they're harder into the drinking, but maybe I was like that then too, because my perspective then and now is completely different. But it's more of like, it all depends on the person.
Yeah.
It all depends on who you're kicking it with too.
Have you had any downsides to quitting?
I can't think of one.
What's the first one that comes to your mind when you think of an upside?
As cheesy as it sounds, and very simple, just a clear mind on things and thoughts and decisions, for making that left turn or that right turn in certain ways, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In life. That's pretty much like a lot that happens with me since I gone sober. It's more of like what I can do with myself in a more positive and more in a growing,
Yeah.
mentally and like in life. You know what I mean?
Is there something you've done that you know you wouldn't have been able to do if you were still drinking?
This?
Like just be here?
Just be here.
Yeah.
I don't even know where the fuck I'd be.
Right? Okay.
Like it was getting bad that a few years before I got sober, my mom was like telling me to go to AA meetings. She wanted to take me to AA meetings, and I have been to AA meetings, but it wasn't for me. It was for friends that wanted the homie to go just to be with them, to feel comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never went to any AA meetings. I never had what are those things called when everybody like
Intervention.
interventions.
Yeah.
I never had one of those. I had a conversation before my grandpa passed. He was an alcoholic. I believe he stopped drinking at 35 to 36, maybe in his late 30s. He was an alcoholic. I heard stories. I heard how bad it got. And what he told me, of course, it's not gonna go to everybody. It's not gonna click in their head, or it's not just somebody that's that important to speak to you, to tell you how to be sober, how to straighten up your life. He just told me, hey man, you don't need AA. What you need to do is do what you gotta do to get sober.
Yeah.
And he told me these exact words. He said pretty much, stop being a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
And man the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because it's your life, but you got a lot of people around you that need you here. Like, you got to see it in other people's perspective. You got to see who you're hurting and who it's messing up with. Like, for sure, my mom was always the one that wanted me to get sober. And I think I still had that rebellious kind of lifestyle. I was like, oh, fuck that. I don't want to listen to you. Like, it's my life. I do what I want kind of thing. And it is. But in reality, you got to see different people's perspectives as well. Like, if your family member, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, whoever. Even for my little sister, I have a little sister. She's 13 years old now. And I could say for, 6 years I've been sober. Before that is blurry. And it's a fucked up situation, because that's one thing to me that hits hard, because she's my baby sister. We weren't expecting my mom to have a baby. We're 18 years apart kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like, and I did take care of my sister daily, changed diapers. We took her to school, dropped her off, took her to the park, this and that, so on and so forth, birthdays. And most of the things and events, I don't really remember much, because either I was hungover or still drunk or drinking at the event or wherever we're at.
You sobered up when she was like 6, you said?
I think 6 or 7. 7.
So she doesn't really have a memory of you like that.
And it's funny, I asked her, I'm like, hey, do you remember me drinking? She's like, yeah, I remember.
Really?
And I'm like, was I bad? She's like, no, you're normal. Like
Yeah.
you're, But then I think about it, is like me being drunk. I felt very content with myself. I felt very happy. It was like that spark in my head or in my heart, kind of like, yeah, like I can do things now. It's like an up for me.
Yeah.
It was an up for me.
Yeah.
And I think then I was just like, I mean, just like how you talk to kids, like, oh, you're dumb. Like, oh, you start like, no, yeah, you start teasing them just to be like in their mentality and their age, I guess you could say, in their
Like eye to eye.
yeah, exactly. I think that's how it was then. Well, even today, I still talk to her that way because she's still my younger sister and she's still young, and I'm the older brother, the annoying older brother.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's that way. But now that I'm sober, it's different. We before COVID, and then also between COVID. Now I'll take her out. We'll go to get Starbucks wherever she wants. She wants to go shopping. We try to go shopping. She's a girl. We don't buy anything. we're at the stores for an hour or two. We get nothing. We leave with fucking candy or something.
And your money in your pocket.
Yeah, exactly. I used to take her to Disneyland, stuff like that, and it's nice. It's nice being sober around, especially somebody that you love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to think of it that way too. If there's people that love you and you love them, and they don't want to see you suffer or be in that, I guess, that dark space.
And I even think that if you were like continuing drinking, maybe it's gonna like put the idea in their head like, oh, I really love like my big brother, and this is what he's doing. Maybe I want to do this. So you're not giving.
Oh, okay, I see what you're
influence.
saying. Yeah. I wouldn't want that to happen. I wouldn't want that. She's my little sister. I wouldn't want that. I mean, kids grow up. I started at a young age. I wouldn't want her to start at a young age.
Yeah.
And then when I have my own, I wouldn't want them. Just like our parents, I'm sure didn't want us.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people settled down and eased their way with not drinking as much as they did before heavily because they had to be more responsible. And I think that's where that came in. I've always wanted to be more responsible. I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted, just things that I want in life for myself. And I couldn't do it because that bottle was always in my hand.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That beer was always at the store waiting for me.
You're like needing. Not I don't know if it's needing. Maybe it is needing, but needing something to put yourself in a mindset that doesn't allow you to go out there and like actually do things or create things.
Right. It's weird because I think then I had the mentality of like, it was a positive thing, drinking with friends.
Yeah.
The good vibes, as kids say now.
Excited about it.
Yeah, it was like every Saturday, dude, we're gonna kick it and get fucked up, just what we did last week, kind of thing. And it's now more like, I miss those days because those were some of my favorite great days with my friends, family, and whoever.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, and I think that's the main thing about me. It's the same thing with the music. Like, there's songs or albums or artists that remind me of certain times. I'm like, dude, I love that shit.
Is there any music you can't listen to anymore?
Oh, because like it gets me like.
Yeah.
Let's say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with no on that. I still listen to the Alcoholics. The 21 was it 21 and over album. All they talk about is just drinking 40s. The album covers it's them with 40s from like the liquor store.
They were
that
just
album,
on Drink Champs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got an episode.
Dude, I heard they're coming out with I think something about smokeaholics now.
Oh, okay.
I guess they're tokers. I mean, I think I'm assuming they've always smoked weed, but their choice then was alcohol. Now it's weed.
Smoke Champs.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, well, you're talking about like the guys from Drink Champs, right?
I don't even know. I've only seen it. I never looked deep into it because I was like,
I love that podcast. It's like I know you'll love it too, just because you hear interview. There's a Busta interview.
Oh, nice.
The Alcoholics interview.
He just he's answering questions.
He just raps super quick the whole time.
What the fuck is this guy saying? Did you catch that? No,
which I'm actually gonna do our interview at 3 speed. So.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Yeah, man. But no, there isn't any artists or any albums that. You know what's funny? I like hardcore music.
Okay.
I love straight edge music. I have friends that we would get drunk and listen to straight edge music and sing these straight edge, positive mental attitude fucking lyrics. Yeah. Like, we'll listen to it like, dude, this is so fucking good. But even now that I'm sober, I don't claim edge because that is just something to claim. I claim myself. I do my own thing. I don't need to be in a little cult group thing, whatever, in the scene.
It doesn't define you.
It does not define me.
It's just something. You just don't partake.
Yeah, pretty much. I dig it. I enjoy the music. I respect everybody and their decisions and how they are now. Some people even broke edge after their straight edge years.
Yeah.
Some people
I know
drink
people
and
with
smoke.
the tattoo, the straight edge tattoo.
Yeah, and while they have a 40 in their hand.
Exactly.
It is what it is, man.
Exactly.
People change, but I think, yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, I don't know. It's cool to listen to music that reminds you of back in the day, but I don't really. I can't not listen to a song that.
It's still part of you. Like.
Oh yeah, it's still part of me. It's always gonna be there.
When you say hardcore, because I have like a definition of hardcore, and I'm pretty sure that's not the same. Well, who are you thinking like hardcore?
For me, like, just throw out like like Minor Threat would be like
Yeah.
stuff like that. I like more like 80s hardcore than modern hardcore, I guess I say.
So when I'm thinking.
So to me, it's more like punk hardcore.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of kids. I remember in high school.
Yes.
There's kids that were punks and there's kids that were hardcore kids.
Exactly.
They're the jock attire, basketball shorts, gym suit things, the picking up change, this and that. I love hardcore shows, but I never affiliated myself into a hardcore kid.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, I was listening to different music.
Yeah.
And I would always get teased for listening to certain music that was too fast. Like, oh, that's not hardcore. I'm like, dude, you listen to the like, the most recent hardcore band, like, and you just got into this. So you can't tell me this is not hardcore when this is kind of like originated.
Yeah.
It came from this. But anyway, that's a long that's a long debate if people want to talk about it.
You're saying about like playing fast. I had a flashback like I'm remembering you guys in the backyard with the blast.
Yes.
I think we must have had like warm ups or something. Like we must.
It was something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember.
I think we were the only ones that played too.
I think so.
How crazy, bro! You're literally doing like my first episode of this podcast, and to be like, yo, I played that show in your backyard, like, oh shit, like,
yeah,
Yeah,
dude, I forgot. I remember everybody that we knew was there.
Yeah.
And it was a fun night, drinking, socializing. But it was cool playing in front of people, and it's more funny because the music that we were playing wasn't even our music.
Oh no, you guys were playing covers?
It was mainly covers. But the thing is, everybody's like, dude, that's fucking crazy. Like, what is that? Like, what song is that? Or I'm like, oh, like, yeah, whatever. We just fuck around and do stuff.
Yeah.
But originally, it was another band that we fucking praised at the time. That like, we know these songs. Let's play it and let's blow other people's minds because they never heard of this before. And
Did you guys play Charles Bronson?
That's exactly what it was.
Okay.
That's exactly what it was. Because you know what? Honestly, Charles Bronson was another first band that I got into when I first got into like punk or hardcore. I guess you can say in the whole that category. That me and my brother would go to Headline Records in Melrose. We'll take the bus out there. I think it was me, him, and one of my tias. My tia's 8 years older than us. Well, 8 years older than me. 4 years older than my brother. We're all 4 years apart. And she was another person that got me into the music. But yeah, we got into that music, and Charles Bronson has always been in my heart. Yeah. That PV, whatever you want to call it, hardcore.
Well, PV stands for
power violence.
Power violence. Okay.
Yeah, it's another category, another name to put in that style of genre.
Got you.
It's funny because I've read interviews and I've seen like things in bands then like. They just said that, like, we didn't even know what the fuck that name was.
Yeah.
We're just playing, like, fast, quote-unquote, hardcore punk. We're just playing punk music.
Like, new metal. There's certain bands that define that genre, but if you ask them, they're like, don't fuck with that. Like we're not always going to be new.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird. It's just another fucking label.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So talking about making music, I want to talk about what you're doing now. You got 45 to tape.
Yeah.
You want to like tell us what that is?
Yeah, man. 45 to tape was just an idea I did. All of my friends know that I'm into music from different genres. People always say, "Hey, make me a playlist." I think it was around COVID.
Okay.
When people were asking me to make playlists for them because they're in their room and their home, working from home or whatever. And I would make like whatever playlist on YouTube. I'm like, oh, here's a funk playlist. Here's a 50s or 60s rock and roll. Here's whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I do have a good amount of records, and very nostalgic. Another thing for me with the cassette tape, I remember back in the day, when I was listening to music as a kid, we'd have those boom boxes or that big old record AM/FM speaker with the glass magnet thing that
yeah.
I would record from Spanish music to English music. You'd hear the fucking the world premiere fucking sound before a song. I record all these songs because they're so fun. But that's what I do now. What I do now is pretty much record songs that I dig and that I owned in physical form.
So they're
45s.
all off of 45 records?
They're all 45s.
Okay.
I collect, I collect from different music. But the reason why I chose this is because with me going sober, me not being as angry anymore, I wanted to be more calm in life. I wanted it to be more like relaxed.
Yeah.
I started listening to just like slow down jams. It could be from lo-fi hip hop. It could be, yeah, dude, I love that shit.
Right?
It's so good. Anytime, any day, wherever I'm at. It's always put the headphones on, walk around, go to the store, listen to it. You be in a different world in your head. You know what I mean? But reason why I did this because I had a good amount of soul records. They're not rare. They're not, because there's some that go fucking ridiculously like amounts, like $500 to a G for just a 2-song single.
Well, could you name one? Just curious. Like,
oh man, dude.
Or is it like certain labels or artists or like what?
It's always kind of like the same story as like sometimes bands or artists or groups didn't get big, so they only like kind of release certain amounts. If you find them, it might be dead stock in somebody's like garage, like they have a bunch but they just never did anything with it, or maybe it was like an artist from the group that they had some and they just never did anything with it, or maybe the record label didn't sell them, so those, just throwing a number, those 200 or 500 or even less, they're still mint condition, so they go for a higher value.
Yeah, you have any of those?
I got a few, but I mean, I don't want to like say I got a lot.
Yeah.
I got cool cuts, man.
Though.
And it's that I got some gems. I got some shit that people dig.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when like when I release my stuff, like I'm already on volume 10.
Okay.
And I just started this like 3-4 months into COVID, just because I was bored in my room, and I was like, instead of me sending somebody a YouTube playlist, I'll just put on cassette tape that, because I have a bunch of blanks. Yeah. I was like, I might as well just do something.
Fill them up.
Yeah, and I only made I made 2 or 3 volumes at that time, and they all consist of 20 songs, and they're all about an hour long.
Okay.
And so think about that. That's what, 3 records. I'm sorry, that's 3 tapes. 60 songs.
Yeah.
And that's just 3 volumes. And I think I only made between 7 and 10 of each copy. And I sold it to just like close friends. I'm like, hey, you want this? Like, yeah, here's like $5, $7. I'm like, oh, I was just gonna give it to you guys, but cool, I'll take it. You know, what I'll do with this, I'll just buy more blanks and make more tapes for friends.
Do you still like the newest ones that you get, like volume 10, volume 9? You still only make 7, or you like?
Oh no, the quantity went higher. I don't want it to be, but it just, I didn't want to do it, honestly. Yeah. I didn't want it to be where it's at now. I was just doing it for friends, just because they wanted something to listen to. I'm like, oh, I got you. Don't trip.
Where can people find them?
Oh, I have an Instagram page, 45 to tape.
45 to tape.
Yeah, it's numbers 4 and 5, and then TOTAPE. I also have a link that's on the bio. You could buy the volume 9 and 10 right now. Actually, and also, this week I'm gonna be sending some tapes to Dusty Records. It's a record shop that one of the boys has, and luckily I'm very grateful that he's interested in what I'm doing. So he's been selling some tapes of mine.
Oh, way out of shop?
Yeah, at the record shop.
Sick.
I have some dudes that I know over the internet. Very cool people from NY to Texas that sell a few of my tapes too.
So it's sprouting out.
It's sprouting into something that I have no idea what the fuck is happening.
That's
because I'm just
dope,
like,
dude.
I'm just sharing music, but a lot of people dig it. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's more of like, I don't want to burn myself out on it, because it's more of just like a
passion project.
yeah, it's more of just to do something
Yeah.
instead of me just being in my room watching TV. It's funny because the last year, actually, yeah, the last year and a half, I haven't had a TV. Well, I had a TV in my room. I still have the TV in my room, but it's not on the wall. It's not mounted. It's not even plugged in
Hell yeah.
because I don't want to get lost in a movie or a TV series or anything. I want to do something else.
Active.
Yeah, productive and shit. And that's pretty much where that's going right now.
And you're making shirts. You're making stickers.
Stickers,
You got some dope
pins.
sticker right here.
I had a yeah. I have a small amount of. Yeah, what I did was like I just wanted to make small quantities of what I do because I don't want to, burn myself out, and I don't want to like. I don't know. I don't really want to. I don't want people to know me just for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I hope soon I get homies that want to release their own music. And then from there, I'd love to release demo tapes. I love to, from beats to like some hardcore music to some freestyles to whatever.
Plug
As
into,
long
like,
as
the music
as long as
scenes.
people are creating music in any sort of form, I'd love to push them into releasing their own physical copies of whatever they
That's
want,
dope.
just for fun of the music and the love of it. Yeah.
So you can, if I'm listening to one of your tapes, would it go like an oldie song, and then all of a sudden it'll be like a punk song, or
No, it's-
how do you like?
What? On this project, it's just mostly soul music.
Okay.
Oldies, soul, doo-wop as well.
Hell yeah. At the normal speed, do you ever like mess with the speeds?
I do when I'm not recording.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you'll hear some bomb beats on there. You'll hear some shit, and you're like, oh shit, you hear a dope sample.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you wouldn't even know, like you hear some song, and you're like, wait, hold the fuck up, and you put the needle back, and then you fuck around with the speed, and you're like, oh shit, this person sampled that. You're like, oh fuck, that's where it's from, and that's how another music head, you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna get more into this. It's a rabbit hole. It's a complete rabbit hole, and I've been stuck in it, and I'm still going.
Hey, keep going, man. I'm gonna make sure to put a link to it's the IG or the anywhere so they can like check this out.
Yeah. And also today, actually last night, one of the dudes, Aaron from Driptone Records, he got some tapes off me, and he's gonna be vending tonight at some bar in LA, and tomorrow he's going to a punk festival in San Diego. He's gonna have my tapes to be sold there. It's just something people are like, hey man, can I get some? I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, it's cool with me. As long as I don't have them in my house or in my hand, I'm cool, you know what I mean?
People are listening, or
People are digging it, man. People are collecting them. People have the whole collection. People are fucking have all of like the t-shirts that I've made, or letters, hats, attires, stickers, whatever. Everybody has them that dig it, and I respect that, and I appreciate people.
Oh, dude, that's dope. I've seen you post. I don't have a cassette player, so I'm like, oh, I don't know how to play it.
Ah, man,
but
like
I'm like looking at it and just like, dude, this is tight. Like from the art to
Yeah.
already like oldies, all that. Like that's just the dope, like the dope sounds. I just like love seeing it, bro.
yeah, it's fun, man. I love it. But like I said, I don't want to get burnt out on it. You know, like since I started doing this thing, I started spinning a little bit more than I did before. Like at bars, I'll take my records. My brother also, he's a promoter, and he gets shows together, and he always hits me up, hey, you want to spin for like an hour or something? Like, I guess I have nothing else to do. I'll just go hang out and spin whatever the fuck I want. But it's not always gonna be soul. I'll have some punk shit in there too.
Yeah.
Like I'll just do some random ass punk band. But then again, I'm just like, I'm not a big fan of spinning, but I do it just to see the crowd's reaction.
What was the first time? Because I do this like digital turntable, like
Right.
make little mashups and stuff, and I want to.
Yeah.
But I'm like doing it in front of people. Like I'm like, it sounds nerve wracking. Can you tell me like the first experience that you did that?
Oh man, the first time I did it, I believe, was at a show before COVID, so it hasn't been long that I've been doing this.
Yeah.
But the first time it was an event for this punk band from LA. My brother, of course, put it together, and he's like, "Hey, if you want, bring a stack of records, play whatever the fuck you want." And on my end, I'm like, dude, all I have is fast stuff. And if I'm gonna do a transition, the song is like 40 seconds, and I have to be quick like that to get the other song ready. and it's a drag because I'm like, dude, I just want to hang out and listen to somebody else's records. I want to see what they got because I'm still listening to or discovering new groups, bands, or whoever. Like I still haven't found my favorite song or my favorite artist. You know what I mean?
Hell
There's
yeah.
so
That's
many.
a good way to look at it.
Oh yeah,
That's
dude.
a real good way to
And
look
that's what I'm saying. People ask like, hey, like, what's your top 10 albums? Like, there's no such thing.
I even have it here, like your favorites album.
Oh.
I wrote it in my note.
I can name a few albums that I can listen to daily, but I can't pick up 10.
What's one of those?
Shit. Oh, well, so I don't give a fuck, man. I'm gonna do that Blink-182 Dude Ranch album. Dude, that's an album to me that reminds me as a kid. And honestly, oh shit, I didn't even think about that. I actually saw Blink-182, Phoenix TX, and Bad Religion when I was in 5th grade.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. And I think
Is it before Enema of the State, or it's right at the same time?
I think it was around the same. I think it was that live one they came out with.
Yeah. Oh, did you
Take off your jacket. Take off your pants and jacket. There you go.
Did you see them in Long Beach?
No, when?
I seen the live album when they were doing that tour.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it literally seemed like I heard the album. I don't know which one happened first, but it was the same show.
Oh, okay.
So
Shit.
I wasn't at that show, but it was the same. Like,
what year was that?
The Devil.
It was like between 99 and 98 and like 2000, right?
So 99 is when Enema of the State came out. I'm pretty sure.
Something like that. It sounds right.
Yeah, because I remember 5th grade summer. What's My Age Again came out, and Eminem, My Name Is, both came out that same summer.
MTV's was it the thing that used to have
TRL?
TRL.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
But I remember thinking too though, because we were listening to Dude Ranch and we were listening before that.
Yeah.
So it was like the first time where you get that like, oh, I'm cool because I knew them before that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Before they hit. I mean, they're already famous for who they were and what they did, but yeah, I get you.
And they kind of went from like, oh, that's that like super poppy like. They didn't really have respect. Like when we were in high school, it wasn't cool to like have a Blink shirt, you know?
No, and that's weird. Oh, it's very weird how I'm gonna say we, as in everybody and anybody, how they would be like, oh, that's not cool, man.
Yeah.
Because I did go through that little phase. Like I see people rocking a t-shirt, like, oh, that band's whack, or oh man, you're rocking that shit, that's whack. But then again, I think about it, and I'm like, I really don't care.
Yeah.
It's music.
It's a sign of maturity. I mean.
Yeah.
Right?
Unless you're wearing like a Morrissey t-shirt.
I seen this shirt and it said the Smiths and it's Will Smith and Jada and Jaden and all them.
That I probably wouldn't rock, but I respect that. I respect that a lot.
That's funny though, cause like even me, like I notice where we're from, a lot of kids listen to Morrissey or like that's a thing.
Yeah, I don't honestly. I never got into the Smiths or Morrissey at all. I never got into that stuff, and people love it. People have tattoos of Morrissey's face. People. Then again, I hear some crappy stuff about him as a person, and that people still love him. I'm just like, I don't care for him.
But now it has that thing where it's like that nostalgia of like where we come from. Like
Right.
I see somebody with a Morrissey shirt, and I'm like, oh, like not that it was my thing, but I'm connected to it in a
Right.
sense of like that's where we're from.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
Even though we're not from Europe.
No, yeah. It's kind of like, and I'm not dissing, but it's kind of like people rocking that Sublime T-shirt with the sun, yeah, or like the Misfits T-shirt with the skull. You know what I mean? It's something that, but even after high school or after middle school or whatever time I had that mentality, I just really didn't give a fuck. I was like, I don't care. Like it's not about who I like. It's about if they like it, and they're into that music. I'm happy for you that you're into music in general, because there's people even till this day they'll buy an album, they'll buy a fucking a random artist's album. They don't listen to the first song to the last song. They only listen to those hits. You know what I mean? And I don't know how those people live. I don't know. Like if I listen to an artist, I'm gonna have to listen to the whole album. I'd have to know the catalog. It's just something I need.
Well, I kind of have a thing where I feel like every artist has a good song, like one good, at least one good song.
There's always one good song that didn't hit the charts, or just one song that didn't hit the radio.
That's the worst. When they're like the weak songs on the radio,
right?
And like the one you know is the one.
And I think that's when a lot of hate happens. Like there's people like, oh, that shit on the radio, that's just whack. I don't listen to that fool. But then again, you listen to his album, or she, or whatever, and you're just like, oh fuck. is actually really good.
Yeah. Well, dude, the radio's a whole nother conversation.
Nah,
Those
it's
fools play
fucking-
like the same 12 songs.
Shit's whack.
Yeah, bro, you're not.
Dude, honestly, the last time I actually cared for the radio and listened to the radio, I think it was like in 2002.
You know, actually, when I was, what were you listening to? What station though?
Of course, K-Rock.
K-Rock.
K-Earth for just the slow, mellow
oldies.
jams. Yeah, exactly. Like Art LeBeau was always on there and shit. Of course, Power 106 because I love hip hop. But I think that's when like the Slim Shady thing was coming out, and I saw things kind of change. Because let's say, for instance, the Chronic 2001 album, fucking great. But I think for me, in my view of hip hop, then I could say that was probably one of the last albums that actually.
They got rap just got really bad, and I think that was the time when like punk and rock and all that culture was so big where we're from.
Right.
That, like, I don't think most of us weren't.
Yeah, I think it's more of like people's mentalities. I think they were the same as us. They didn't care for the radio. They were like, dude, this is trash. I want to listen to something better that actually means something, and not just very like about cars and bitches and weed and drinking. Even though we were drinking and smoking, you know what I mean? But that's not something that we were clicking with, like as in like on the same level.
But what trips me out is that all these like artists that we listen to that weren't about like money and that wasn't their thing.
Right.
Like they kind of faded away, and these artists that were all about money and all that, they got a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't even.
It kind of trips me out.
I think it's more of like them just selling out, not giving a fuck what they're doing. They just want money, money-hungry people. And don't get me wrong, we're all money-hungry.
Yeah.
I would love $100. I would love $100 in my pocket just for whatever. Yeah. Oh, cool. I got $100 tight. But in reality, to me, it's more of like I don't care for that.
Yeah.
I'm more of like you gotta love the thing and not care for it.
That's my thing. Is like I want money, but I want money from something I love.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it's just like that. I didn't enjoy the.
And
process.
it's gonna be a a quote unquote like job in a sense because you are living off your art and your releases and this and that. It gets you through life at that time. But if people don't want to get to that point to just sell out, I respect that as well. Like more power to you because you know you can have that fucking 10-bedroom house right now if you wanted to. But then again, that shit can lead you to something else. Early death, some bankruptcy, some shit with your money with your homies that you thought was your homies.
You thought you wanted that, but it's like the end of your fate for a lot of people.
Some people are smart with it, some people aren't. And I think the ones that I saw growing up, were either they were smart and they kind of just like stopped for a bit and just like enjoyed what they were doing and just like mellowly just like kept on going towards where they're at now. Because most people are still relevant. Some people still know the names as in like hip hop artists and like, oh yeah, hell yeah, remember that shit back in blah 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 blah. You don't want to hear like, oh that shit was whack. Yeah, that album after that shit was whack.
Yeah, that's hard to do. It's so hard.
Because that's more of like I think. Well, this never happened to me. But if you release something, you want your shit to be popping all the time. But things change. People's attitudes change. Your mentality changes, and everything. Your perspective and stuff changes.
So, on that note, and start to wrap it up. Where do you see yourself going towards in the future? Like, what are things you're aspiring for, or goals, dreams?
Right now, like I'm kind of to myself nowadays. I just work, go home. You know what I mean? Like I do my own thing. I mind my own business. I try not to go out as much just because of the the whole being safe with COVID. Even though some people are against it or with it or whatever, I really do not care. I just want to stay in my lane, I guess you can say. And what I want to do is I just want to release people's music. I want to do like a little label going on. More of a, of course, a DIY. I'm not going to be making fucking money. I prefer if it happens, it happens, but I'm not asking for it. I prefer helping people with their own music because I know a lot of talented musicians, and it could be from any genre, like just anything, and they're just talented, and I just want their shit out. Some people are very humble, or some people are very I wouldn't say scared, but they're more like self-critical, like so like they criticize their own shit, like, oh, I don't know, I can't release this. Like I'm like, you could, man, because that shit's great, and you need to get the fuck out of that mentality and show people what you got. And I think honestly that's because I've played in bands. I played in your backyard, you know what I mean? At your parents' house. Like,
they were out of town, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Like I've played in music in front of people. Unfortunately, I never was in a band that made it anywhere or had constant gigs or anything like that.
Maybe fortunately too.
Yeah, exactly. But right now, what I want is to create friendships and create great, strong bonds with people that like, yo, you know what? I want to help you do this for you. I just want to help. I guess I'm a helping person.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's the only thing I could do because I'm not talented in music, but I like good music.
Yeah,
and when I hear something,
you got
I'm
a
like,
good eye, bro. Like the art, your shirt, like you got a good eye for things that if anyone saw it, they'd be like, yo, that's dope. And then to go look into it.
Yeah, it's a trip because there's certain times I'd be rocking a T-shirt that homie drew or something that it's out of the 45 to tape. I was like, oh, what is that? And I just talk to them of what I'd explain. Oh, this is that. It's the homies. Hit him up. He's doing art and he does flyers. He does tattoos. Hit him up. Hit up the homie. And that's just me helping out, getting the homie's name out, just to build as friends. Like every friend wants to see another friend become something.
Good friends.
Great friends. You know what I mean? I always want to see my friends like succeed in whatever they want to do. But for me, I like to chill, be low key, see how things go. But honestly, I just want to release people's music at this point. And I want people to see how easy it can be if you are loving the stuff that you do. If you love something, fucking just do it, man.
Hell yeah.
You have a strong passion for it. Because it gets bigger. It gets bigger. Like your heart, it's like the Grinch. His heart grew 3 sizes bigger. You know what I mean? That's
growing right now, bro.
Yeah, that's with me and music and friends. Like friends are always gonna be there to me. Even like I haven't seen you I don't know how long, but you're still the homie. You know what I mean? Like I'm not the respect and all that is never gonna go away. And it's the same thing with all the homies. I have homies that I live across the street from. We don't drink. They drink. But I go to their pad like probably once a week, just kick it with them, shoot the shit, and like, yo, what's up, man? How you doing? How's work this week? You getting that paycheck? That's sick. That's what's up, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I like, I like to see friends do that, and I love to see and catch up with friends like that. Yeah.
Last question. Do you have any advice for maybe anyone who's like struggling with addiction or wanting to quit something? Maybe it's not a drug or whatever, just or anything. Like, do you have any advice for whoever's listening?
If you really, really, really want to get over this addiction or any kind of situation that you're in, you have to stick to it and prove yourself that you could do it, regardless of people holding you back, giving you that beer, that cigarette, that J. Just be like, you know what, I can't do this right now. I'm working on myself. And if those homies, quote unquote homies, are against it and they're still trying to hit you up with that shit, that's when you know you gotta cut ties. Because real homies do not fucking let you sink. Real homies help you out through the struggle, regardless of any situation. That's it, man.
That's the episode. Appreciate you, Anthony.
Yeah.
That was like an awesome experience. I hope the listeners enjoyed that. If there's any listeners, even if there wasn't, man, I had a great time. And I want to do the Nardwar key.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Times it seems there's nothing left to believe. Know that you're a G.